vehicle that set a standard for productivity and reliability. They established uncompromising standards of exactness. They set records for success. They were unwavering in the pursuit of excellence. And in accomplishing these things, they created
Severe storms push east but leave damage in the path. We have an update. Norman residents are recovering from the tornado damages this week. And this Tuesday, Oklahomans will vote to determine the legalization of recreational marijuana. This is Nightly at 4. Cleaning up is underway across the South after multiple days of severe weather. Good evening, I'm Snowforth.
And I'm Carolyn Felling. Some Americans remain under threat of severe storms tonight. Laura Aguirre has the latest.
So about that time we heard the roaring, and sure enough, here come the tornado.
That twister tearing through Little Elm, Texas. One in a wave of reported tornadoes that roared across Texas and Louisiana overnight.
There it was, coming straight through the daggone woods. It looked like Moses was parting the Red Sea.
And this lady said, "My babies are in the car," and she wanted me to help her, and I said, "Let's go." But then all of a sudden, the wind got so bad, I said, "No, ma'am, don't go out."
Terrifying stories, devastating damage. This savage storm front marching through the Northeast through Friday, threatening torrential rain and heavy snow. Several California towns are still grappling with what this same weather system dumped on them earlier this week.
There's no way to walk around. It's up to my neck in a lot of places. Now it's to the point where we're somewhat scared.
At least 13 California counties in a state of emergency. The National Guard mobilized to help road crews clear a path for residents growing desperate amid dwindling supplies.
Folks, we're here for you. We're going to dig you out, and we are coming.
Dig out the truck for the 4th time?
Digging out, but nowhere to go. The forecast promising more snow and rain for these areas through Saturday.
After 7 days straight of it, it's really, really hard to keep going, but we've got to keep doing it.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
A tornado watch has been issued by the Storm Prediction Center for portions of Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois through Friday evening. Kentucky's governor already declaring a state of emergency Friday afternoon.
The storm is over, but there is still a lot of work to do. Norman residents who lost everything to the storm now have to rebuild. OU Nightly's Romello Woodfork has the details to get the most out of your insurance.
Residential customers are devastated.
The storm has passed, but now Norman residents are picking up the pieces. Residents are scared and more likely to make rash decisions. The owner of Brown O'Haver, a firm that helps victims of disasters navigate insurance claims, advises residents to wait before hiring cleaning services.
Is to not make any decisions. The thing that you should do is not hire a contractor, not hire a mitigation company.
Instead, document the damage to your home.
If you think you've taken too many pictures, take one more.
The Oklahoma Insurance Department advises residents to take photos and pictures of the damage and to only make temporary repairs.
Norman is still piecing itself back together. Some companies are hesitant to reach out to Norman residents that were impacted by the storm.
It's hard for us as a company to get out there and ask if they need help, but we're here for the community and here for our people.
William is here to support his community while being as respectful as possible.
It seems really insensitive to kind of approach anybody right now, during their time of distress. So.
If you choose to not hire a public adjuster, take an active role in your claim. Take your own inventory and count everything to get the most out of your policy.
I'm Romello Woodfork, reporting OU Nightly.
If you would like to reach out to Brown O'Haver, call 405-735-5510, or to Jason's to complete tree removal, call 405-206-1474. And after a week full of crazy storms, it sounds like it's going to continue this week.
OU Nightly's meteorologist Josh Duncan is here in the studio.
Yeah, here's a look back at the tornado that moved through Norman on Sunday evening. We were covering it live on OU Nightly. It developed just southwest of Goldsby, and then it moved across the southern southeastern portions of Norman. It did miss campus, but some apartment damages off campus, and then it continued to produce damage on the eastern sides of Norman, and then finally dissipated northeast of Lake Thunderbird. It was officially on the ground for 26 miles and 26 minutes. So this thing was moving at 60 miles an hour rated and EF2. We had more storms yesterday, but now bright blue skies. It is feeling nice on this Friday afternoon. Taking a look at current temperatures across the state, still holding on to some 40s in the east and 50s, and then here in Norman, 61 degrees, mid-60s out in western Oklahoma with light winds at this hour. So a pleasant Friday evening. And taking a look to the weekend forecast, it's going to get even warmer before winter returns. Those details coming up.
New at 4, we are learning more details about a police shooting in Greene County. Tulsa police have identified the man police shot and killed on Wednesday as 32-year-old Stormy Fuller. The incident happened around 3rd and Delaware, near the University of Tulsa campus. Police say Fuller was spotted breaking into a home and officers confronted him. Police claim Fuller shot at them with a sawed-off shotgun. Police say they returned fire, shooting and killing Fuller. The incident happened near the University of Tulsa campus. The officers involved in the shooting are on leave during the investigation.
The disgraced former South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh sentenced to life in prison today after the jury found Murdaugh guilty of murdering his wife and younger son. The jurors reaching the verdict in less than 3 hours Thursday evening. Gloria Pazmino has the latest from Waltboro, South Carolina, where Murdaugh is still insisting he's innocent.
Alec Murdaugh will spend the rest of his life in prison for the June 2021 murders of his wife Maggie and younger son Paul.
I respect this court, but I'm innocent.
And it might not have been you. It might have been the monster you become when you take 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 opioid pills.
During the nearly 6-week trial, Murdaugh admitting on the stand he lied to investigators about where he was on the night Maggie and Paul were killed, blaming the lies on drug-fueled paranoia and acknowledging it's his voice in the background of a video Paul took at the family's dog kennels moments before Paul and Maggie died there.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth!
Friday, the prosecution reacting to the sentencing.
It's tragic, it's sad. God bless Bubba.
And one juror breaking his silence.
When he said it was him, were you surprised?
I was very surprised.
Why?
That was his only savior right there.
The defense planning to file an intent to appeal Murdaugh's conviction within 10 days, based on the admission of evidence of his alleged financial crimes into the trial.
And there really was no evidence linking one to the other.
The judge leaving Murdaugh with this.
I know you have to see Paul and Maggie during the night times when you're attempting to go to sleep. I'm sure they come and visit you.
Now at 4, next Tuesday, Oklahoma voters will head to the polls to decide if the state should legalize recreational marijuana. The measure will be on the ballot as State Question 820. If approved by voters, the question would legalize adult-use marijuana for anyone over 21. A 15% excise tax would be imposed on marijuana sales in the state. Revenue generated from the tax would go to the state's general fund, public schools to prevent substance abuse, and local counties and municipalities. Some voters have already cast their ballots during the 2-day early period. If you want to cast your ballot early on State Question 820, you need to act fast. Early voting ends at 6 p.m. this evening. You can cast an early ballot at your local election board, and no excuse is needed.
Now there's a lot happening in Hollywood. Find out what new movies are coming to the big screens in 2023. Up next.
Evening tornadoes tear through Oklahoma.
We have a tornado warning for Cleveland County.
The OU Nightly weather team was there before.
45 minutes away or less from these storms getting into campus.
During.
Plenty of people who, are living off campus. This storm is headed to you.
And after.
Again, sending news crews out to assess damage.
Always keeping the University of Oklahoma in focus.
Campus in the clear right now.
OU Nightly weather, your campus weather authority.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
From a star-studded Scarefest to an oceanic adventure, Down Under 2023 is looking to be an exciting year for new movies. Here's David's Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Oh my God.
Is anybody else seeing this?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Be careful. Death lurks around every corner.
Disney has released the first teaser trailer for Haunted Mansion, its latest stab at a movie based on its classic theme park attraction. Prepare to be scared when it hits theaters July 28th.
You made me something once, Doc. You can do it again. It is my destiny to win the heavyweight championship belt again.
Getting into shape for Big George Foreman, the miraculous story of the once and future heavyweight champion of the world, opening April 28th, was different for Chris Davis than for most big screen boxers.
I didn't wear a bald cap. I cut my hair. I did gain weight, and I gained all the weight myself. Ate 7,000 calories a day to gain the weight. Yeah, 50 pounds in 5 weeks.
My name is Abby Jackson, and I'm 15 years old. I've been studying this space since I was 8.
The whole reef will be gone.
We'll see about that.
Blueback is about protecting the environment and family relationships. Mia Wasikowska, Radha Mitchell, Eric Bana, and Ilsa Fogg star in the Australian drama based on the Tim Winton novel. Blueback is in theaters now. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And we're a little family here at OU Nightly, but someone has beat us in the love department.
That's right. This week's viewer of the week is Becky Strelko, OU Nightly's meteorologist Dylan Strelko's mother. We love all of our OU Nightly viewers, so thank you for always tuning in.
Up next on Nightly at 4, some pups' lives were saved, and now it's looking for a forever home. And today felt a lot like spring, and is it officially here?
Josh, can we be sure these warm temperatures are here to stay?
Yeah, we've got some much warmer weather on the way. You're going to like our forecast for Sunday into Monday as this storm system departs across the eastern U.S., still bringing some severe weather and snow. Look at all the quiet weather out in the Central Plains, but we are tracking another storm system. Details on that. Break.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year. And lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region, too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Evening tornadoes tear through Oklahoma.
We have a tornado warning for Cleveland County.
The OU Nightly weather team was there before.
45 minutes away or less from these storms getting into campus.
During.
Plenty of people who, are living off campus. This storm is headed to you.
And after.
Again, sending news crews out to assess damage.
Always keeping the University of Oklahoma in focus.
Campus in the clear right now.
OU Nightly weather with Campus Weather Authority.
If you're looking for an addition to your family, then look no further. It's time to meet the most handsome pet of the week from Second Chance Animal Sanctuary.
This is Triangulum. Triangulum was recently rescued from a kill shelter, and he's a handsome 2-year-old boy with a ton of energy.
He would love nothing more than a family to go on long adventures with or hikes with. But don't worry, after a long day, he loves to cuddle up and watch a show.
If you or someone you know is interested in Triangulum or any other of the pets from Second Chance, visit their website at secondchancenorman.com. It's never too late to help a pet in need.
Well, it is going to be a fantastic evening to take your pet on a walk because we're going to have temperatures falling from around 60 degrees into the upper 50s, a mostly clear sky, and light winds at about 5 miles per hour. So you can't ask for much better weather than this here as we head into early March. And taking a look at your forecast for tomorrow, the start of the weekend going to be even warmer than today. Highs in the mid to upper 60s. Again, a mostly sunny sky, and notice the winds pretty light out of the southeast, under 15 miles per hour. But here's the deal, that is going to change by the second half of the weekend. We're talking about sustained winds out of the south on Sunday from 15 to 25 miles per hour, and gusts could be up to 30 miles per hour at times. So it is going to be a windy second half of the upcoming weekend, and that is really going to help us warm up even further. Take a look at these highs coming your way on Sunday in the mid to upper 70s, 73 in Norman, 79, nearly 80 degrees out in northwestern Oklahoma for Woodward. So yeah, full-on springtime weather for the second half of the weekend. That's going to continue into early next week. Still highs in the mid-60s to low 70s for Monday. but then some changes on the way. And taking a look at our average high, that's 58. So these numbers you're seeing Sunday and Monday, that's about 10 to 20 degrees above average for this time of year. But then the reds on this map being replaced with blues, much colder weather. Temperatures 5 to 15 degrees below average as we head into Tuesday and for many days later on next week. And another storm system now in our forecast that will start to increase the chance of rain late Tuesday into Tuesday night. Notice showers, maybe a few thunderstorms developing across southern Oklahoma. These will be moving throughout the day Wednesday as well. And then a second round of rain on the way for Wednesday night into Thursday. And there's a chance that temperatures get just cold enough in northern Oklahoma that some of this could mix with snow. Again, still several days away from this, so stay tuned to OU Nightly. We'll keep you updated on that potential as we get a little bit closer. But just know the weather pattern is going to be turning much colder and more active again, but the risk of severe weather should remain low around here for next week. And we're now about 1 week away from spring break, so let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast for around that time, March 11th through the 17th. Look at all the blue on this map. Temperatures are likely to be well below average across much of the lower 48. So if you have spring break plans around the U.S., it is looking not so spring-like. The winter is really going to grab control back of our weather. Your 7-day forecast shows some of these changes on the way. Again, it's a nice weekend with highs in the low 70s on Sunday, upper 60s Monday. Then come the rain chances and the much colder weather. Highs will be back down into the 40s for a few days for the middle and end of next week. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Prepared as your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane. You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Results from President Joe Biden's biopsy revealed that the lesion removed from his chest last month is cancerous. A note from the president's doctor says that the lesion is basal cell carcinoma, which means it is not likely to spread to other parts of his body. He also says no further treatment will be needed at this time.
And now we have our caught on camera videos for the week, and it seems like this first one is cutting it pretty close. Paris Condras has the story.
Thanks, ladies. So yes, for our first video, we have a bit of a slick situation that took place out in New Hampshire. This video showcases a snowboarder who was out for a ride when he got caught in an avalanche and was nearly buried. RJ Phipps caught it all on camera as he watched to make sure the man was inside. The snow carried the boarder to the surface where he got partially buried but pulled through, making it out safely. And our next video also showcases another close call as a bus driver quickly reacts as she bolts to save a student's life. This Ohio school bus driver, April Wise, is being praised for her fast reflexes as she saved a young 7th grade boy from being hit by a car. In the video, you can see April grabbing the student as he tries to exit the bus doors before realizing a car is fast approaching. April said she is always on high alert due to drivers constantly ignoring the stop signs on the buses. Our final video is one that ruffled some feathers as 2 parrots took the field during a college women's softball game. The video comes out of Central Florida and shows the 2 birds as they flap amongst the players, causing the girls to freak. But umpire Chad Steers must have had the special touch as one of the birds landed right on his shoulder. Chad was unfazed and even attempted to put on his mask. The birds were returned safe to their owner after their fun on the field. That's all for the videos this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Paris. Now meet Amber Clam Lincoln. Scientists in Florida say this mollusk is 214 years old, and that's based on the layers of its shells.
That means it has been alive since 1809, the same year as its namesake, former President Abraham Lincoln. Gulf Specimen Marine Laboratories say an American Corps member named Blaine found it while walking with his family.
And a fun fact about the Gulf Specimen Marine Labs is the author John Steinbeck supported its creation. The lab says it's an amateur marine biologist.
Well, Carolyn, it's officially Girl Scout season, and this year there's a new cookie. The new raspberry flavored treat is a test run and is on sale for a limited time and almost sold out.
Now boxes of the flavor are going up for over $100 online. The Girl Scouts Council urges people not to buy them from websites like eBay. As tempting as the treats look, I don't think I personally would pay $100. Snow, would you?
As much as I want to try them, I'm not sure that I would ever pay that much for a cookie.
Well, thank you so much for watching OU Nightly at 4. I'm Carolyn Felling.
And I'm Snow Forth. OU Nightly is next.
How mass is distributed around its axis of rotation. There is a relationship between an object's mass distribution and how easily it spins or resists spinning. In general, objects have a lower moment of inertia and are easier to spin if the mass is closer to the axis of rotation. As you can see, the flashlight rotating about its longer axis is spinning at a faster rate than the flashlight rotating about its shorter axis. This is because its mass is closer to the axis of rotation. The spinning flashlight in this position has a lower moment of inertia, which means there is less resistance to rotation. When the flashlight is spun about its shorter axis, its mass is spread further away from the axis of rotation. In this position, the flashlight has a higher moment of inertia. Now let's see if this applies to humans as well.
Notice how fast Megan is spinning in relation to her body's position. When her arms are tucked in tightly next to her body, her moment of inertia decreases, which causes her to spin faster. When her arms are extended out, more mass is pulled further away from the axis of rotation, which increases her moment of inertia and causes her to spin slower. This happens because redistributing our mass changes our moment of inertia, which in turn changes how fast we spin. Thanks for coming aboard and watching our demonstration today. To explore more on moment of inertia, check out the Classroom Connection lesson that goes along with this video and discover many other lessons and activities at the STEM on Station website. See you next time.
Severe storms push east, but leave damage in the path. We have an update. Norman residents are recovering from the tornado damages this week. And this Tuesday, Oklahomans will vote to determine the legislation. Cleanup is underway. Tornado damages this week, and this Tuesday, Oklahomans will vote to. A sexual assault on campus, tornado destruction continues to impact students, and abortion pills may be harder to come by. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Morgan Martin.
And I'm Pepper Papura.
Tonight, students are processing the news of a sexual assault on campus.
Romello Woodfork is live in the newsroom with more.
There's an ongoing investigation regarding a sexual assault on campus that happened late last night. Although the police department issued an alert describing the situation, they say a male assaulted another male at an address that matches the Bazell Library. The suspect was described as an Asian male, mid-20s and approximately 5'7", with short hair and a mustache. He was wearing all black, carrying a black backpack. OUPD has reached back out to us, but there are no updates. In the newsroom, Romello Woodfork, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Romello. It's been a difficult week for many east of campus after storms damaged some students' home. OU Nightly reporter Dakota McDowell Wapakichi is covering more tornado damage. Dakota?
Going to school and working without a roof over their head, that's what 3 college students have been doing this week because of their house being destroyed. For Nate Nicholson, this past week is something he'll never forget.
Yeah, our fence and everything was gone. All of those ones that are boarded up, those are the ones that the doors flew off of.
This college student ended up living out of a hotel.
It's like $800 for the whole thing. So thankfully we could afford that because I can't imagine if we couldn't.
He says his first glance at the damage left him almost speechless.
It was pretty rough.
The inside wasn't too bad, but then he saw the roof.
It's like, oh crap, like this is gonna take months to fix.
Nate's room was mostly spared. His brother Jacob, however, lost a significant amount.
So we swept in here. The whole floor was covered in the glass. There was a bunch of insulation in here. You can see it there. They just patched it, but that was just a big open hole.
And they've got the pictures to prove it.
We're on the left side. The one on the right has a little bit of stuff, which is why I think our next door neighbors were able to stay.
But at the end of the day, Nate says he's not going to let this get him down.
And we are very, very lucky. This could have gone a lot worse.
Nate and his brother and his girlfriend are in a new rental house, and the previous landlord here is now working through the damage. Reporting live, Dakota McDowell Wapakichi, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Dakota. It looks like the weather will cooperate for those who need to spend this weekend cleaning up from the storms.
Meteorologist Chloe Arroyo joins us now with a first look at the forecast.
Yeah, it's actually cleared up quite a bit into this weekend. Current temperatures hanging around in the 60s overall. Norman's sitting at 61 as you head further east. Those temperatures dipping down into the lower 50s and even into the 40s. Now, we also have some wind speeds along with that. Some pretty light winds, but winds nonetheless coming from the northwest. Norman wind gusts peaking up around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So coming up here in a bit, we've got lots to talk about. We have some updates on the storm damage. We'll also see our next warm temperatures as well as our cold front coming up next here in a bit.
Thanks, Chloe. The verdict in a trial for one of South Carolina's elites is in. OU Nightly's Kennedy Patterson has that story and more national headlines from the News Center. Kennedy?
Alex Murdaugh received 2 life sentences without parole for the murder of his wife and son today. The verdict was reached by jurors Thursday night after Murdaugh admitted to lying to investigators about his location the night of the murders. The defense plans to appeal the conviction soon. Murdaugh still maintains his innocence. Tornadoes are expected to continue their impact while moving towards the East Coast. The National Weather System says that 5 tornadoes have been spotted in Texas. NWS also issued a tornado warning for southeastern states this morning. More than 60 million people will reportedly be under a severe weather threat this weekend. Walgreens announces it will no longer sell abortion pills in select states. Multiple attorney generals threatened the company with legal action if sales of the pills continued. The request was made by states where abortion is illegal and legal. Access to abortion pills still remains legal in 37 other states. And ATMs are facing a decline as the introduction of digital payments has caused the need for cash to slowly fade away. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kennedy. The University of Oklahoma's largest student-led philanthropy event kicks off this weekend.
Hear how hundreds of students will be helping the Children's Health Foundation.
And an event in Oklahoma City is hosting some cool cars and cute critters.
We'll tell you where you might find your next furry friend when OU Nightly continues.
Evening tornadoes tear through Oklahoma.
We have a tornado warning for Cleveland County.
The OU Nightly weather team was there before.
45 minutes away or less from these storms getting into campus.
During.
Plenty of people who, are living off campus. This storm is headed to you.
And after.
Again, sending news crews out to assess damage.
Always keeping the University of Oklahoma in focus.
Campus in the clear right now.
OU Nightly weather. Your campus weather authority.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
After raising over $700,000 last year, OU Dance Marathon is back. The annual event will take place tomorrow, March 4th at Sarkey's Fitness Center from 10 in the morning to 10 at night. Executive team member Sandy Vo says to her the impact of OUDM is undeniable.
Yeah, so OUDM is the University of Oklahoma's largest student-led philanthropy, and what we do is we raise money that goes towards the Children's Miracle Network, and all that funding goes towards research, treatment, and just providing the best care for our miracle kids and miracle families.
If you're interested in signing up, you can register with the link at the bottom of your screen.
And we'll be taking a look at the track from last Sunday's tornado with meteorologist Chloe Arroyo.
She has a peek right now at some of the damage. Chloe?
That's right. Take a look at some of this tornado damage. We're going to go a little more in depth of the updated reports that we have been seeing over the past week of survey damages. And on top of that, I'll see the rest of the forecast. I'll have all of that coming up here in just a bit.
Things like grass clippings and leaves can contribute harmful levels of nutrients into our surface and drinking water. We must improve water quality at Lake Thunderbird, our main drinking water source, which begins with taking care of our stormwater. Bag your clippings when mowing, or leave them to break down and nourish your lawn. We drink our stormwater, so don't blow it by leaving your grass clippings in the street. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Evening tornadoes tear through Oklahoma.
We have a tornado warning for Cleveland County.
The OU Nightly weather team was there before.
45 minutes away or less from these storms getting into campus.
During.
Plenty of people who, are living off campus. This storm is headed to you.
And after.
Again, sending news crews out to assess damage.
Always keeping the University of Oklahoma in focus.
Campus in the clear right now.
OU Nightly weather. Your campus weather authority.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. We've got lots to talk about with these updated reports. Let's take a look at this tornado damage that we've seen from last weekend's tornado here in Norman. That was an EF2 tornado. And in fact, we actually have a new record not only in February, but also in January and in December for the number of tornadoes. We had double the amount of tornadoes from our past record in the month of February, which was set back in 2009 at 6 tornadoes, and now we're at 12. Now this is just from that one event, and we're still updating this map as we go. We had a couple of confirmed tornadoes in the metro itself, and here's that one track that you can see of that EF2 that went right through eastern portions of Norman, started around Goldsby and then went up to northeastern portions of Cleveland County and lasted a good 26 miles on the ground. But now we're taking a opposite look at what we're seeing right now. Blue sky, not a cloud in the sky right now. Current temperatures hanging around in the lower 60s across the board. As you head a little further east, those temperatures are going to dip down into the 50s as it stands right now. So as you're walking out this evening, as you're taking your dog out this evening, temperatures are going to be in the 40s. We'll have some increasing clouds here and there, but overall, it's going to be a very nice evening as long as you have that light jacket along with you. Now, as we head into tomorrow, temperatures reaching up into the 60s. Warmer temperatures will persist as we head into the weekend, but the only thing to keep in mind are those wind speeds and wind gusts as we head into this weekend. Saturday morning, we'll see some winds peaking up, and then they'll slowly start to increase as we head into early Sunday morning. Wind gusts of upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour, and then that'll continue to persist as we head into Sunday afternoon, early afternoon into those afternoon hours. Wind gusts very, very prominent. Now, let's take a look at the overall forecast for the rest of the week. Temperatures hanging around in the 60s, even reaching up to the 70s for Sunday. Now, we've got a little bit more precipitation ahead of the game on Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday. We'll see some precipitation. But temperatures are going to warm up quite a bit over the weekend, and then they'll cool down. We'll have a cold front push through Monday night into Tuesday morning, so those temperatures will be in the 40s, a little more seasonal for this time of year. Ladies, back to you.
Thanks, Chloe. The annual Oklahoma City Auto Show is helping some animals find their forever homes.
One brand at the event is partnered with the local animal shelter for the Subaru Loves Pets event.
The Second Chance Animal Shelter will have around 40 dogs and puppies for people to adopt.
These furry friends will be ready to take home from today at the show through Sunday.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly, and stick around because Big Friday Sports is next.
Brig, I hear our reigning national champions are opening home slate.
That's right. Morgan, coming up, Britton Ross will bring us a live update from the softball game and a Big 12's title on the line in Bedlam's women's basketball. Big Friday Sports is next.
Midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes.
Make a plan today.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Big Friday Sports.
I'm Brig Bates.
And I'm Kenzie Eiserman.
We have a lot of Sooner sports to cover, so let's bounce past it over to the basketball court first.
A familiar opponent awaits the Oklahoma women's basketball team tomorrow at 2 p.m. Bedlam's happening for the second time this season, but this time in Cowgirl territory.
OU is on path to a possible Big 12 regular season title this week. OU Nightly Sports' Tyler DeLuca spoke exclusively with an OU assistant coach, Michael Neal.
Tyler DeLuca here, and I am joined by Michael Neal, former OU men's basketball player and current women's basketball assistant coach. Coach, thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely.
It's pretty easy from the outside looking in to see how special this senior class is. It's not hard to find that out. But for you, someone that gets to spend every day with this senior class, what makes them special from your eyes?
It has nothing to do with basketball. It's just the type of people they are, and each of those individuals are different in their own right. Taylor, obviously, the things that she's been able to accomplish while she's been here and what she's had to overcome in her personal life with losing her father, I think that's it's tremendous because she carries that. She's consistent every day. Maddie's energy and how vibrant she is will definitely be missed, but I mean, she's gone from different spectrums of what's required of her and what's expected of her in practice, and what she brings is invaluable in regards to scoring and being as versatile as she is. And Anna, I mean, I don't think there was a year that she hasn't been injured, and she's still going. Missing those three whenever they leave is going to be a hard thing to replace, but at the same time, right now in this moment, I think it's a cool thing.
So flipping the script a little bit, I mentioned earlier that former men's basketball player here, yourself. So kind of on the other side of things, the men's basketball program right now, what do you kind of think of, obviously kind of building towards the future with this season, what are you kind of thinking of what Porter is doing with this program so far?
He's holding them accountable, and they're competing, and they're in just about every game. So like some of those things, I mean, it could have gone either way. The season could look way different for them if, they capitalize on a few more opportunities in some of those games. But I'd be tremendously excited because, one, they're going to defend, and they're going to always figure out ways to score. So if you're not behind them now, don't jump on the bandwagon later whenever they start doing well. That's what I say. But I think he's doing a tremendous job. I think regardless of the situation, whenever it comes to wins, losses, I mean, they're getting better, and it's going to be exciting to watch them moving forward.
Coach, appreciate your time. Thank you for sitting down with me.
And the TCU Frogs head north up I-35 to the LNC for a Sooners senior night special as OU looks to steal and win at home versus the number 22 Horned Frogs.
Last game, OU fell to Kansas State on the road 85-69. And the last time the Sooners met up with TCU, they didn't have the best outcome. Here's Porter Moser's thoughts on that game.
You know, we were passive against their press. Their length and athletic ability is tremendous. The defensive length of switching, and then they're just absolutely going so downhill in transition, and then they rebound.
The Sooners softball squad started their home slate at 3 p.m. today. Our very own Britton Ross brings us a live update from the game. Britton?
I'm here live at Marita Hines Field, where the two-time defending champ Oklahoma softball make their home opener this season against the UIC. It has been a great game for the Sooners so far. OU softball returns to Marita Hines Field today, and Nicole May will get the start in the circle. On to the bottom of the first, Jada Coleman will hit this leadoff homer to put the Sooners up 1-0. On to the top of the second, with 2 on and 2 out, Nicole May will get the strikeout to end the inning. Right now, the Sooners lead UIC 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Next up for the Sooners, the number 16th ranked Kentucky Wildcats tonight at 5:30. And then we'll follow up with a rematch with both teams tomorrow. Reporting live from just outside Marita Hines Field, Britton Ross, OU Nightly.
And sticking with Sooner Diamond Sports, our very own Kaylee Johammel is live to give us an update on the OU baseball game.
Baseball weather is here, and OU baseball is in full swing at the Frisco College Classic. Right now, it's the top of the 8th, and the Sooners are leading 6-5 against California. The Sooners currently have a 4-4 record for the season after making it to the College World Series Finals last season.
Flipping over to the mat, the OU women's gymnastics team hosts their own Friday Night Heights in Norman tonight at 7:45 against Florida. This is the first time since 2019 that the Sooners have hosted the Gators, so you won't want to miss it.
And the OU men's golf team heads south of the Red River for a head-to-head matchup versus the Texas A&M Aggies. The Sooners tee off at a home away from home Whispering Pines Golf Course, where they won the Big 12 championship last year.
Well, stay tuned to hear a story on Oklahoma City's newest sports team that you haven't heard of.
And the Oklahoma high school basketball playoffs roll on. We update you on 2 local schools' postseason runs right after this.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our 05-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Did you know that about 23% of Oklahoma's river and stream miles are impaired by bacteria? Pet waste can pollute surface and drinking waters like Lake Thunderbird by contributing harmful levels of bacteria. Be sure to pick up after your furry friend when you're out and about. We drink our stormwater, so please do your part to help protect it. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
to Big Friday Sports. Our very own women's gymnastics team is taking on the Florida Gators this evening at 7:45. You're going to want to bring your OU gear with that, but you're going to want to bring some long sleeve OU gear with that. It'll be a little on the chillier side, 55 degrees by the time we get to the 7 p.m. hour, and past the time the game or the meets begins, temperatures will be in the lower 50s, and then we'll even reach down into the upper 40s by the time you head out after the meet. So make sure you bundle up and have a great game.
Thanks, Chloe, for the Friday night weather update.
Well, welcome back to Big Friday Sports.
Skating onto the ice.
The Oklahoma City has the Thunder, the Blue, Dodgers, and now the Oklahoma Warriors. The North American Hockey League offers one last chance for junior hockey players to earn a NCAA scholarship. OU Nightly's Ben Dacu has more on the team.
It's a small town feel in a big city.
Last April, the Wichita Falls Warriors announced they'd moved to the Blazers Ice Center in Oklahoma City. With the move, Warriors head coach Garrett Roth's mission is simple: help grow the game of hockey in Oklahoma.
The biggest thing for us coming to Oklahoma City is it's a big market. It was an opportunity for us to get involved in the youth community and try to help drive hockey here in Oklahoma City.
When the Warriors came up north from Wichita Falls, the Blazers Ice Center got some upgrades. These metal bleachers I'm standing on happen to be one of them. But the players that play on the ice here are proud to call Oklahoma City their home.
Being a leader of a team in a big city, it's pretty fun, and there's a lot of fans, and there's a great hockey community here, and they're really in tune with the team and involved.
We're in the South, so hockey's, not the primary sport, but the people that play down here are very passionate, and it's kind of like a family. Many of us come from places where hockey is a bit bigger, and so we don't really experience like that void of hockey being gone.
While the average Oklahoman may be surprised by this, hockey actually has a lengthy history in the state.
Even though it's a football state, Oklahoma has had hockey since the 30s, and the Blazers were fantastic. And now that the Warriors are here, we'd like to see it continue to spur interest in hockey.
Ben Dacu, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Ben. The Oklahoma 6A high school playoffs are heating up, and the Norman North Timberwolves take on the Westmore Jaguars in a winner-go-home matchup, while the Norman Tigers tip off versus Deer Creek to see who advances to state. And over on the girls' side, Norman North plays Midwest City to see who keeps their postseason alive. And the Norman High Tigers dominated the Bixby Spartans, punching their ticket to the state tournament.
Now, I know it's not football season, but how do you talk about OU sports without talking a little football?
Well, Kinsey, no matter the season, the pigskin's always flying. There's a total of 7 Sooners at the 2023 NFL Scouting Combine.
OU's the only school in the country that has produced at least 4 NFL draft picks each of the last 15 seasons.
You can watch the Combine live on NFL Network all weekend long. And shooting back to the court, let's talk about the OKC Thunder.
The Thunder take on the Utah Jazz at home tonight at 7 p.m.
Utah is leading the season series 1-0 with 2 matchups remaining after tonight.
The Thunder lost on Wednesday 123-117 to the Lakers.
And Jalen Williams knows what the Thunder need to focus on against the Jazz.
Whether they're big or not, just trying to get paint touches, especially because Shea's out and he does it a lot, so trying to make up ground in that regard is something that we've kind of been focusing on, and Josh and myself and the kind of rest of the team know when to spray out and get our shooters open or when we can finish. So.
Over to the Sunshine State, the Arnold Palmer Invitational is on day 2. And magic's in the air. Brig, what's going on down at Bay Club?
Kinsey, the magician himself, the Norwegian nightmare, Victor Hovland on the 8th hole throws an absolute dart for the hole-in-one as he shot a 34 on the front 9. Well, that's all the sports talk we have time for today.
Thank you for watching Big Friday Sports.
Tune in next Friday for all things Sooner sports.
Good night.